Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I would like to present you about the observation guide that I have made. So I made an additional and some revisions about the observation guides. And before I start, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Bolivani Novrianti. So let's continue. Here is the aspect that being observed. Last time I just put some six of the aspects on the last guide. Now I would like to add more, so I have 13 in total. I have like social development, cognitive development, emotion development, moral development, motivation, ethnics, cultural, social status, interest, learning style, motoric development, initial ability, and language development. So first, we have social development. Social development occurs throughout life and explain how we recognize, interpret, and respond to the social situations. The indicator that I have made is in form of a question. So the question asked is, are the students able to communicate with their teachers and peers well? And the second is cognitive development. Cognitive development is how a person perceives, thinks, and gains understanding of their world through the relation of genetic and learning factors. So the indicators is, are the students able to share his thought related to the topics? And then the next is emotional development. Emotional development is a uniquely integrative and psychologically constructive features of psychological growth in infancy and childhood. So the indicators is, are the students able to manage and express his emotion? Are the students happy and show their enthusiasm in the class? And then the next is a moral development. Moral development is the process throughout which children develop proper attitudes and behaviors toward others, people in the society, based on social and cultural norms, rules, and laws. The indicators: does the student show his responsibility by finishing their task on time? Next is the motivation. Motivation is defined as the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal-oriented behavior. The indicators is does the student show his active participation and enthusiasm in the group discussion. And the next is the ethnics. Ethnicity refers to the cultural expression and identification of people different geographic, religions, cultures, and values. So the indicator is, do the students comes from multiple ethical backgrounds, and does the teacher treat all the students equally? And then the next is cultural. Culture is a term that refers to a large and diverse set of mostly intangible aspects of social life. So the indicator is, do the students' cultural background pose any obstacle in the learning process? And the next is social status. Social status is the level of social value a person is considered to possess. More specifically, it refers to the relative level of respect, honor, assumed competence, and differences accorded to people groups and organization in society. So the indicators is, do all the students belongs to the same social status? If not, then how do the teacher treat the students differently? Next is interest. An interest is a subjective attitude motivating a person to perform a certain task. It affords pleasure and also satisfaction. So the indicators is, how do students' learning interest classified, and then how does the teacher determine the students' learning interest? And then we have learning style. A learning style is the way the different students learn. A learning style is a learning refers to an individual's preferred way to absorb, process, comprehend, and retain information. The indicator is, there are types of learning styles the students have. We have like visual, audiovisual, and also kinesthetic. So how does the teacher classify students' learning style? And then the next is motoric development. The motoric development is a process on how child develop his ability of movement. So the indicator is how does a teacher develop a student's motoric sense in the classroom. And then next is initial ability. Initial ability is an ability to determine the success of a student in learning. High or low initial ability can cause differences in solving problems, particularly in connecting ability in solving problems based on the initial ability of the students. So the indicator is how do the students show their prior knowledge toward the material? How does the teacher find out the student's initial ability? And then the next is language development. So language development is a throughout or to proceed by ordinary process of learning in which children acquire the form, meanings, and use of words and utterance from the linguistic input. So the indicators that I made is are the students able to write or pronounce the word correctly? And I think that's all for my presentation about my observation guide that I have made some revision on. Thank you for watching. Good and thank you.